Today, I have the distinct honor of sitting down with two formidable gentlemen, individuals who possess a wealth of knowledge, experience, and lessons in their respective fields. We are going to glean as much knowledge and information as we can from these two gentlemen as we explore their stories, their impact, and also get to know their powerful perspectives on issues regarding financial education. Stay tuned, and as always, let's engage under the comment section. To get more of these discussions, because what you are going to watch would have a continuation, I need you to subscribe to Farming in Africa YouTube channel and also follow Farming in Africa across all our social media platforms so you don't miss content like this when it comes your way. Enjoy this discussion. Mr. Kwabena Obeng Darko is an entrepreneur, an engineer, and a popular and prolific author of finance books such as Perspective, How to Develop the Mindset to Start and Build Your Business, Sales Systems, Financial Intelligence, and Financial Freedom. He has authored 11 books on finance so far, and he is also the managing director of Obeng Darko Investments. To have this discussion with Mr. Obeng Darko is our very own CEO of Farming in Africa and owner of Sementia Farms, Mr. Frederick Benefrimpong. Fred, as he is popularly known, is a visionary farmer, a serial entrepreneur, and the CEO of Farming in Africa. He pioneered Uber's launch in Ghana, founded the Sementia American School in Brekum, and now leads transformative change in the livestock industry through sustainable practices and education. Mr. Obeng Darko, a very special welcome to you to the Sementia Learning and Development Farm. It's really an honor to have you here. And I don't also take for granted the fact that I have the honor of working with an equally formidable gentleman, the CEO of Farming in Africa and the owner of Sementia Farms. So also a special welcome to you, Mr. Frederick Benefrimpong, popularly known as Fred. But today, the focus a bit would be on the special visits we have received from you. You have come to our home. You've come to our home. We receive a lot of guests, some from outside Africa, some from outside Ghana, all over the world. And as you can see, we already have a global presence in the world of the internet. So I would usually start by asking a question I usually ask because I saw my boss take you around here. Yeah. What is your impression of the whole thing? Maybe we just started from there.
A lot of money.
Are they coming or going?
Nice.
Which one?
No, pumping it.
Really?
A lot of intelligence, a lot of resources, passion, love, toughness of mind. Yeah, I can see that. He's a man on mission. Yeah. To do what is not possible.
Wow. I love what you started with. You've given me quite a long list. But you said lots of money.
Yes.
That's like, immediately, that's the first thing that came to mind.
Yes, anywhere you see anything, you know, this one's, it's not free.
So, starting with the first point you literally just gave out, a lot of money.
Yeah.
I feel like usually when we hear money, especially for the upcoming youth who want to do something like this. And by the way, these are very young gentlemen. No offense, but I feel like I can't speak much for Mr. Obeng Darko, but it doesn't look old to me, guys. Like my boss, obviously, you guys have seen it. And for a first-time visitor to say lots of money, that leads me to the question I want to ask you about. How then can young, ambitious people like himself also start? We hear a lot about start small, think big, and all of. And yet, when you start, you realize you need money to do that. Please, you are the financial guru. Educate me on that today.
You don't start with money.
Interesting.
You know, if you're waiting to start with money, you wait forever. You start with the passion, with the idea, with the heart to listen, with endurance. You fall, you get up. That's how you start. If you're waiting for money to start, a lot of people have money. Have they started anything significant? No, so the seed is not money. As you start with. The seed is the idea. You know, what you actually have become. That will push you to start whatever you want to start.
Interesting. Today I'm representing all of the youth out there who have questions. Hopefully I'm going to ask for them.
Yes.
And suddenly, honestly, you sound like a motivational speaker to me right now. Passion, start with this.
Yes.
So I'm coming to the man on whose property we are on.
Yes.
You can't tell me you built all of this with passion, sir.
No, but
I think this is a very blunt conversation. Permit us to be as blunt as possible. What would you say to that? Do you agree with that?
100% agree. I think one thing I've learned in business is when we started this, if somebody had asked me, bring 2 million to go and build this, I would say, how am I going to get 2 million from? I'll point to the most recent project we are doing. When the accountants showed me how much we've spent, I was like, what? Is that how much we've invested? When I was starting that, I didn't have that. But I believe that we need to build this. We need to do this. Right? When what happened in Brekum, we all weren't expecting it. If they had asked us to build this facility when they were sacking us, we would say we don't have money. But the moment they pushed us, because of the passion, because of the need to do it, we came and we mobilized. And it came as and when. And I would say not just even this project, because this is physical. A lot of the business ideas do not require finances.
Repeat that. And I'll ask you if it's true.
A lot of the business ideas, and I'll give you a typical one. The first business I started was a travel company. I didn't need any money. I was 18. I didn't need any money to start a travel company. All what I needed was to know where Kakum is. As the guy who owns a van, how much would he charge me? Put together a program, post it on Facebook, and I have people paying me to take them there. So that's me saying yes, I agree. But
now back to you, sir. You said passion. You didn't even mention money per se. How do we incorporate or marry all of these values you've mentioned with social media? I wouldn't limit it to Facebook, to begin something seemingly without money.
Wow.
Success
is design.
Design.
Yes, is design. Anywhere that you see anybody achieve anything, it was actually designed. And it was constructed. And when you're constructing something, you need a skill set, you need a framework of thinking to do that. You live in a generation where it's very easy for you to put whatever you have made or whatever you have out.
It's very easy.
Have to be, you just have to be very much intentional about it. It's almost at zero cost. Yes. I mean, we know a lot of people who ordinarily, if you were dependent on GBC, you know, when you were children, I mean, the only TV we saw was Ghana TV.
TV3,
you know, those people. And if we had to go through them, a lot of people will not be known, whatever that they are doing. But now just on your phone. And so that's the beauty of technology. And any time that there is a new technology for communication, it's actually worth being created. You know, when there was telephone, the way to create word change. When the internet came, is the same. And so if you have smartphone or you have any phone, the world is actually in your palm. It matters what you have and what you're putting out there.
Nice.
So Facebook, WhatsApp, TikTok, all these other ones.
Which ones are you using at the moment?
I use YouTube, I use Facebook, I use TikTok. As a matter of fact, a lot of our conferences that we do, we virtually use them.
Yes. My name is Suresh. I am from India. Past 3 years I am following Farming in Africa channel. This is very nice channel for farming and animal rearing. Please share and subscribe and comment. And please follow all social media, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube.
How has the impact been so far?
Fantastic. Staggering.
Fantastic. I work with you, but I will still ask you how the impact of social media, of utilizing social media, has been for your business, sir.
I think, you know, I per se, a lot of the things I do is more about impact. It's more about how can I impact multiple people beyond just myself, my family, my community. And I think the easiest ways to do that is the channel of communication and what we have at our disposal. And I think in these times, the social media is what we have. And, you know, it's funny that, you know, looking at the number, I was reading one of our data, and since we started, actually, we have had over 50 million people view the work that we do. 50 million people.
Wow.
And here we are hidden in a small village in Ghana, right? How is that possible in maybe 20, 30 years ago? So I think social media, yes, it has its downside, but I think it also offers opportunity for us to shine lights on greater impact, greater goods that are out there. And that's how I met him. That's how I got to learn the impactful work he's doing. And, you know, I am humble enough to be able to learn from him and also to follow his work he's doing. Otherwise, how would I have met him and how would we have been here today? So I think it's an amazing...
Let me ask about your facial expression. That is my next question. You sound surprised. You look.
Yes. We sit one corner, you know, patapa, and we do what we do. And, you know, as a matter of fact, I didn't expect a call from him or a message from him. Somebody sent me a message that my boss Fred wants to talk to you. Actually, Derek also sent me a message that he wanted to come with us, but he was traveling. So I mean, that's the world we live in. Yeah. There's connectivity. And so people doing something significant can easily see those who are trying to do.
If you are watching this discussion, I believe by now your eyes have been opened to the impact of social media. Okay, I know this generation, we are all about social media, but it's not just for entertainment or for twerking. Let me put it out there. A lot of uses also exist to the other side of social media, so let's utilize it. Now I'm going to ask the next question for you, because I'm a young person and I have totally imbibed your idea of start with the passion and the impact or influence of social media. Now I have married these two. Still without money, seemingly. How do I practically let this thing grow, survive? Because I'm still waiting for the part where you say, finally, you need this amount of capital to inject into it. So my question is, I have married these two ideas you've given us. How do we sustain it to now grow to a point?
Every economic system, every economic culture has what it works or what it takes to work.
Okay.
In our economy, many things that people have started that have been sustained. Many of them started with whatever that they had.
Yeah.
You go through town, you see people open boutique because their father or their friend or somebody gave them money. They open it, there is some kind of celebration around it. 6 months down the line, nobody passes there. At the same time, you will see somebody who will start selling some broniwa on their hand, on their head. They go through. Within 3 years, you see them open a boutique or a store, and that boutique does not go down. Why? Because the person built capacity. So if they just give you something to manage and you have not managed anything, they can put billions there. It really does not matter. Do you have what it takes to manage the workers?
Okay.
Can you handle the institutions that will come around? Do you even know where to source the thing? So if they just build it and say, go and manage it, or they give you money, to say go, even if they give you money, do you know where to source what? And when you're doing it and you meet difficulties and you have not built your strength for that, can you handle it? So it's just like when they give you money, it's just like, I mean, they saying, raise your hand, we put some load there and hold it. Business is load, it's work. You need a lot of strength to do that. And I think that the best way to develop that strength is when you start with whatever you have and continue to grow.
So you really believe in the saying that start small?
I believe so, especially when you have nothing. If you have nothing, what can you start with?
Because people do borrow big to start big.
Who will even give you somebody who doesn't have anything? You don't have anything. Who will give you millions? Do you think your boss will give you 100 million to go and start a business? Because he knows that you will lose it. You know, before he will get to this stage, he would make a lot of mistakes to get here. So I know that if I see a young man, 20 years, want to start a business, you need 2 million from me, 2 million Ghana cedi. I know that you just go and buy a car, you know, paint your office, put beautiful girls there, get smartphone, and you think that is business. Not in our economy. Maybe in some economies, maybe, I don't know. But in our economy, you will just easily destroy the money.
But I love something you said, that business is load.
Yes,
load
it's the load. Yes, so you have to have the capacity to really handle it. There's pressure. And so I think that the easiest way is to learn to grow with that.
Gradually.
Yes.
I would now bring the same question to my boss, the CEO of Farming in Africa, which has become a big company. But for you to answer this for me, I know you didn't just start with good farming. So once again, with your passion and with social media, what did you start with? What even sparked you to say, hey, I want to go to social media and start something? And then how have you sustained it till now?
I think it started as an entrepreneur. I started with solving a problem. And that has always been my motivation in every industry that I've gone through. This problem exists. Do I even know how, or I just jump into it and learn as it grows? And I think, there's something you said, which is about starting small and building. There is a saying that says, stay small enough, long enough, so that you can stay big enough, long enough. Right? And I think when you stay small enough, the enough there is to make sure that your small is significant. But if you stay small long enough, it builds all the things he talked about. Your mental toughness, your understanding of this infrastructure. I always tell people, rip everything I have from me today and I'll build it faster tomorrow, because I have stayed small and built it gradually and learned it. As compared to dumping money and then all of a sudden I have 200 people to manage and the stress will kill me. I'll probably go crazy. But I've dealt with the stress of 5 staff, move to 10, move to 20, move to 30. So now when you give me 40, it's like I've built a toughness. The load that I'm carrying, if they pick this car and drop it on your head right now, you crash. But if you start building the muscle to carry that car, then you'll get to a point where you'll be able to carry it, right? So to me, that is my message to the youth and to this question is, you have to start with what you have and gradually build on that. Social media is no different from other tools that you're going to use to build the muscles and to be able to connect with the people that you're working or serving, right? So it's about you. It's about the mindset. It's about going through the process systematically to prepare you for what you're hoping to even achieve. I don't know if I'm speaking your word. So.
But once again, I have picked something from what you just shared, that you always have to identify a problem.
Yes.
And for me, I want you to be very specific on the particular problem you identified and started with.
Okay.
Because there are so many facets to the livestock industry. And what just sparked something, that niche for you?
I think what got me into agriculture, I mean, if you've been following us, you know I have no background in agriculture or done anything, but it was a problem of nutrition. So I have a school and I realized the students weren't being fed with enough nutrition. So I realized meat is expensive, so let's start a school farm. Starting a school farm comes with what is the knowledge or the expertise I need to be able to start a successful school farm. So right from there, I realized the opportunities. By solving a problem, it gives the pathway to see opportunities. And if I tell you the number of opportunities that I see currently in the livestock industry and the amount of money you can make from it, you will probably not believe me. But it had to start from something that you might not even believe in or even think is a business.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Obeng Darko. No, don't give me that look. Today, I came to glean all the financial knowledge you have put in your books. Give me some of his books, please. In case you don't know, he's a prolific author, not just of 1 or 2 books. He brought, and I believe there are more. I'm holding right now 4 books. And today we want to glean as much financial knowledge and education as we can from him. And so, what would you say to that? Because you look like, dude, you've literally practiced everything. What would you say to that?
Because people, if you see what he has built, very significant.
Very significant.
They just express who he is.
Okay.
What he has become.
Yeah.
So I don't think that you become successful by luck. I don't think that is just by chance or lotto.
Yeah.
You don't just call it from the sky.
Okay.
You have to become somebody who thinks as such.
Yeah.
You know, you will never see a doctor who say you became a doctor. You just played Lolo, you know, or a great footballer, or even politicians. They sit down to strategize. I want to go and stand here. Sometimes they fall, they start again, they fall, they start again, and they become. So everything that a human being does, I mean, to a very large extent, I think that you must have that one. And that is what exactly is reflected. And if you pick him or you pick any other person who has achieved anything, you can see that these things run in them. And so if a young person and you want to achieve anything, just start to look at how these guys think and then emulate that. Drop the ego and I know.
Yeah.
If you're 20 years, your mother is feeding you. No. If you're 35 years and you don't have a job, you cannot sustain that psyche that you have. You have to say that what I have is not working. And therefore, let me go and study those who are getting the results that I want. You know, the ability to say that I want to listen to what you have. And not just to listen to attack you, but to listen to learn and say that I want to become you. Therefore, your psyche, your philosophy, I need that. You know. So it's the same. It's the same. You all the great minds that I've seen, they almost just think the same.
I completely agree with you, and you kept using a word, thinking, great minds. It's not even a joke I'm going to crack, because if you hang around my boss for less than a week, one of the commonest things you would hear is, I want to understand the thinking or intention behind this.
That's it.
This thing you have submitted, what is the intention? What is the thinking behind that?
That's right.
And so, everything you said is true. I just wanted to buttress that point. It is so true.
Ambush.
Let you catch a breather. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know if I have asked all of the questions on your mind under the comment section. And whilst they catch some breather, I want to I want to introduce these amazing books to you. The very first thing that wows me about these books is easy to read. I'm not holding an encyclopedia. Do they still exist? I'm not holding an encyclopedia. This is on financial intelligence. Kobna Obeng Darko, the author, is sitting right here with us today at the Sementia Learning and Development Forum in Sohom in the eastern region of Ghana. Oh, African Advantage. I would love to read this book. Becoming a positive, productive African, achieving your dreams in Africa as an African. See, those of you who think you have to japa to make it, Mr. Obeng Darko says there is an advantage to being an African, so you need to get this book and find out that advantage. Ooh, I love this word. Resilience, because it rings a bell if you know our story, resilience. And this is perspective, and that is exactly what we are doing this morning here at the Sementia Farms, taking the perspectives of these two formidable gentlemen and trying to get as much as we can from them before the day ends. So stay tuned, okay?